So when I meet people, it's usually the same kinds of responses. It's either, you're not what I thought you'd be like, or it's, you're so hard to read. You're such a mystery. You're so hard to crack. And though I find it it's more interesting to me because I'm not trying to be hard to read, you know? I'm not even meant to be read. I'm meant to be felt, you know? I, to me, I feel like I'm an experience, you know? And I find that most of the time when I meet people, they do not really want to tap in, you know? Um, I just may seem mysterious because I just have a lot of intense emotions. You know, I have a lot of emotions. I feel comfortable swimming in my emotions. And I think that scares a lot of people. It sometimes scares me. And I feel that people, notice I said I feel, not think. I feel that a lot of people are just not comfortable with their own feelings. So when they connect with me, there's this energy that I'm not even trying to do. Like, I'm not doing it on purpose. Um, but I feel like sometimes based on the questions that I asked or just, you know, my general energy, it pulls people in and it makes them, or it kind of forces them to open up. And sometimes they're just not comfortable with the level of depth that's being introduced. And I find this especially, I don't know, I find it a little bit concerning because there's just, I feel like with every 50 people I meet, maybe one or two people are really comfortable with getting comfortable with their emotions and being able to express how they're feeling and being able to provide a safe space to do that, you know? And I can see how people may feel very intimidated by the things that I say, even intimidated by wanting to get too close to me. You know, as someone that's very sensitive, it's very easy for me to tap into other people's emotions. Very easy. You know, a little too easy sometimes. And because of that, I would meet people and it would be hard for me to decipher if how I'm feeling is their energy or my own, you know? I'd be, you know, neutral, feeling good, feeling great, and then I meet someone and then I all of a sudden feel nervous or anxious, you know? And it took me a very long time to realize that it wasn't me that felt anxious, it was the other person. And then, you know, when I would ponder on it some more, um, the idea of, well, why would they be anxious around me? And I think what it is, because everything in life is energy, as a sensitive person, if you are walking around people or amongst people that have a hard time opening up, your energy is very potent to them. And it's sometimes something that they've never experienced before. And sometimes you'll have, you know, two kinds of people where they're going to be very drawn to you, right? Because they feel very comfortable in your energy. And then there's going to be other people that are very repelled by it because subconsciously they know that if they interact with you, they build a connection with you, that probably means you're going to have to face a lot of things that they're just not ready to face just yet. And I've had that happen a lot in my life. You know, a lot of connections, relationships, friendships where my sensitivity and my ability to really tap into other people's emotions, especially when they're saying and doing things, you know, reading between the line of what they're not telling me. I think sometimes it freaks them out. And I think sometimes it even freaks me out, you know? And now I'm at a point in my life, I'm at a stage in my life where I'm no longer feeling uncomfortable with this ability, because I understand it now as I'm, you know, progressing in my healing journey. There's an awareness of what I'm supposed to be doing in this world. But then there's also an awareness of the type of boundaries that I need to set for myself. Because not everyone that you meet should have access to you. And that's one thing that has been a very difficult thing for me to really grasp, you know, because I'm just so, you know, back in the days, not right now, but back in the days, I was so giving and generous with my energy, with my time, with my love, with my just everything, you know. And a part of that could just be, you know, how I was groomed, how I was being raised. Definitely was raised to be a people pleaser, to be of service to others. But also, a part of me experienced a lot of joy from helping people, you know? And because of that, it was just, it got to a point where it got very difficult for me to know when to stop, or when to realize that I can no longer keep giving from an empty cup. You know, there's nothing else left to give. And when you keep giving to people, they have no problem taking. And so one of the main things I had to learn was setting boundaries, especially with the people in my life. And I learned very quickly that the moment you set those boundaries, the people who were just using you this entire time, they fall away, and they fall away fast, okay? And this can be anyone. This can be lovers, this can be friendships, this could even be family members, right? And it's very disheartening sometimes, because you realize very quickly that all of this energy and love and attention that you've been giving them, they would not give it back to you. And so if you've experienced being a people pleaser, or if you're sensitive to other people's emotions, and sometimes you have a hard time connecting with people, make this season be a season of rest for you, a season of getting back to who you are and getting back to the things that bring you joy. Create a bubble for yourself, you know? I spent the entire 2024 in that bubble, okay? I didn't see anyone, I didn't talk to anyone. I mean, sure, I had to like leave and do groceries and go to work, but for the most part, I was pretty much flying solo. And I had to really learn how to make use of my own energy, because there's a difference between being a recluse and introverted, but not really managing your time wisely, you know? So if you've watched my other videos where I've mentioned, you know, being a recluse, I wasn't really using my time wisely. And so 2024 was about using this time alone to transmute a lot of shit that's happened in my life, and really getting past it and being more open, you know? I do believe that sometimes for you to get to a stage of your healing where things feel a little bit better, you got to be in darkness. You have to be in darkness to appreciate the light, you know? And the real work happens in darkness. You can't be in light all the time. That's not what we signed up for. You know, we're not meant to just be in an energy of happiness and joy. Like, that'd be pretty boring. Everyone's just happy all day, every day. That kind of get a little annoying. And I know based on human nature, we'd find a way to get back into darkness because everything in life is about balance, right? But if you're watching this video and you too have experienced a lot of you know, people misinterpreting what you're trying to say or what you're trying to do, you feel like you're misunderstood a lot, you feel like connections aren't really as deep as you would want them to be, and you just keep running into the same familiar energies of people that just can't pour into you the way you pour into them, take some time for yourself. Be in that bubble. Get back to who you are. Feed on your own energy source, okay? And then once you get so comfortable with just being in your own space and being in your own energy, you tend to not really feel the necessity to even connect anymore, which is a beautiful feeling. But just remember, you're not here to just be alone. We're all here for community. We're meant to have connections with other people. And the point of flying solo for a while is just for you to really get back into your own energy, to attract people who are more aligned to who you are. So be in your bubble, but don't stay there, because I know it can get a little comfortable there, right? It's a very comfortable feeling to be by yourself after you've done the healing, because you now like yourself and you now enjoy being by yourself, and you don't really need outside distractions to entertain you. You entertain yourself, right? But yeah, that's enough pondering for today. Have yourself a great day. Peace.